I'm doing Depp vs. Heard, entertainment, pop culture, things like that. This here's from Glamour magazine. It's called, As Angelina Jolie is dubbed another Amber Heard, we must face up to the troubling legacy of Depp vs. Heard. Not sure why you gotta call it troubling. It was a court case in Virginia where the facts came out and someone was awarded what they deserved. But okay, we're off to a bad start with this magazine, but here we go. It's been 4 months since a Virginia jury found Amber Heard guilty of defaming her ex-husband, Johnny Depp. Never mind that Depp was also found to have defamed Heard, albeit to a lesser degree. The court of public opinion fell firmly in favor of the Pirates Caribbean actor. That's because of 5 years of evidence prior to that. Everyone was waiting for it to get out in public, all the things Amber did that weren't so great. Much has been written about the online nature of the trial, which was televised at Depp's request and available for anyone to watch along at home, mainly in the form of extremely edited TikToks. Okay, well, Law and Order on YouTube, I think, got in the billions of views. Now, TikTok videos did get up there too, but a lot of people were actually watching the case, the trial, the facts, the evidence. TikTok is not something that actually changes people's minds. It's just for shits and giggles. You laugh at a few edits and things like that. It's not a serious thing that serious people were following. And, they just say, at Depp's request, as if the court and all the lawyers, including Amber's team and everything, were just like, oh, yeah, Depp requested it. Let's get a camera in there. He's Johnny Depp. No, that was a decision made by multiple people. It wasn't just Depp waving his king hand. Well, he will be king soon in a French movie, but you know what I mean, waving his king hand metaphorically and saying, we need a camera. It was a little more complicated. It continues. This enabled viewers to form parasocial relationships with Depp and Heard alike, as the former was lauded as a lovable scamp for eating sweets in court, while many survivors, including, it has to be said, myself, relived their own trauma according to their perception of what Heard endured. She endured some acting on the stand and letting us know her dog stepped in a bee. Okay, it was a little more than that, but my point is, she was not convincing. Maybe this person writing the article is convincing. Maybe they're a real victim. I'd hear them out. But the point is, as Camille said, that's not quite Amber's story. Following a lackluster comeback appearance at the VMAs and reports of celebrities unliking his Instagram posts about the trial, much of the fervor surrounding Depp has mercifully died down, even to the extent that one Twitter user released a statement apologizing for their tweets about Heard during the trial. One Twitter user out of 350 million registered users. Just one unnamed Twitter user. What trash is this I'm reading here? I thought this was about Angelina Jolie. Alright. As individuals, whether in favor of Heard or Depp, start to reflect on their participation in the toxic discourse surrounding Depp vs. Heard, it's worth considering the ramifications of the trial on society as a whole. Why? What are we considering here? It was a trial. 2 people come in, they bring their evidence and witnesses, and a decision is made. In this case, that's exactly what happened. In the past few days, another case involving a male celebrity suing his ex-partner has dominated much of the headlines. Brad Pitt is currently suing his ex-wife, Angelina Jolie, claiming that her decision to sell her stake in their previously shared estate, Chateau Miraval SA, which I'm not saying correct, someone's going to correct me in the comments, but I'm going to move on, not super concerned, was an attempt to undermine his investment and cause him gratuitous harm. As part of her counterclaim, Jolie has alleged that Pitt was physically and emotionally abusive to her and their children during a plane trip in September 2016. But, unfortunately, there's no evidence, including no evidence for beer and wine spilled, which she claims, which will be very easy to get evidence for. Hey, maybe she has that. I don't know. But that hasn't been reported, it's not out there, and if she had that, we'd probably know about it. But I guess let's wait and see. Many have come out in support of Jolie. There's also been a disturbing undercurrent of misogynist rhetoric in which Jolie is compared to Heard. One Twitter user, again, just one random unnamed Twitter user, tweeted a screenshot of a news story about the Pitt Jolie case with the caption, "Looks like we have another Amber Heard," while another wrote, "Now tell me the difference between Amber Heard and Angelina Jolie apart from their age difference, husband snatching, knife loving, blood carrying, public manipulating, tears faking, news planting, narcissistic and vindictive personality traits, playbook of men hating agenda." Alright, maybe some of that's true, but in the end, when it goes to court, all I care about is the evidence presented aside from he said, she said. Aside from this narrative about society, that narrative, this person's a man, that person's a woman. Don't care, ears closed, blah, blah, blah. Let's see the evidence, what you got in text, your video, your audio, how your witnesses act in court. Are they believable? Are you believable? That's going to be part of it. But the main thing is the evidence that we could all agree is real. Meanwhile, TMZ reported that Jolie is on a smear campaign against Brad Pitt, and YouTube is awash with videos sensationalizing the conflict for clicks. One of the top entries for Angelina Jolie on the video sharing platform is a clip titled "Angelina Jolie rages for being compared to Amber Heard in new video." Wow, look who's talking. So essentially, this website is doing exactly what they're accusing YouTubers of doing. But the difference is, not every YouTuber is doing this for a living. They're doing it just to put their opinion out there. I don't assume this magazine is just out there for fun and for their opinion. Now, that's not true for every YouTuber. However, I don't see them making it clear here that this is just their opinion and they could be wrong, like I do so many times. Can't speak for every YouTuber, but a lot of times we say, hey, this is what I think, let me know what you think, let's discuss it. This magazine is not for discussion. They're telling you society has it out for Angelina Jolie and Amber Heard. Society's bad. They say that the comparison is an uneasy comparison. And they also mention that Evan Rachel Wood and Olivia Wilde and Meghan Markle also take heat. Well, yes, they do, because they're not commendable. They're very politically biased on one side. They don't have a full spectrum of a good opinion for everybody. None of them have evidence for their claims. And that's the main point. Meghan Markle's got no legal thing, so I'm not really talking about her. But Evan Rachel Wood, Jolie, Amber Heard just make these claims, and we need evidence. And for the record, I can't take Brad Pitt's side either yet, because I don't know the full story. But I'll wait and see. Okay, maybe this is one Twitter person they're talking about. You know, they're certified, but just a random person. And they're obviously a little bit triggered that Amber Heard has become a word for describing other women who do similar things. But as we know, Amber has got a record aside from what she did to Johnny. Arrested for abusing her ex-girlfriend, perjury, DUI, couple of other things. So she is definitely the one who you would say as a phrase for the other people who didn't do things quite as bad as she had. Angelina Jolie, Evan Rachel Wood seem to be mostly clean, aside from Evan Rachel Wood's FBI fake letter. But that is still pertaining and relating to the case, and things like that. Anyway, I digress there. I think you get my drift. Amber has the worst factual record of the bunch that's negative. Anyway, let me know what you think down below. Doing shoutouts, special thanks, things like that. If you don't subscribe here, I'll be pretty sad about it, but I'll get over it, make a new video. Done here for now. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time.